Good morning. Come on. Let's make some brekkie. Something delicious this morning. I'm hungry this morning. Anyone else? Comment hashtag breakfast if you're watching live. I want to hear from you. Oh, you know what I need? Feta. I need me some feta. Think I have some feta and mozzarella. If you're watching live, comment hashtag breakfast. So I know you're here. I had to warm up my latte. Hey, Kayla. Hey, Rita. All right, Cindy Wetzel sent me a recipe like this a while ago. And I struggled this morning to think of what to cook because, hey, Cheryl, I'm in one of those moods where I'm like, everything sounds good. Nothing sounds good at the same time. And I'm really hungry and yet I don't want to eat. And yeah. Anybody ever feel like that? That's how I feel. So I actually do want to eat. Nothing sounded good. And everything sounded good. But I didn't really feel like putting any energy in to breakfast either. So I'm going to make breakfast rings. Maybe, hopefully. I'm skeptical that this will work because I've seen this recipe a couple of times on the old Insta. And I thought, no, that's not going to work because everything's going to seep out of the side. So I think it's just time we decided for ourselves. So I'm going to cut my tomato in kind of thicker rings. I'm going to remove that dog hair because that doesn't belong there. All right, so I've got 4 big rings of tomato. Let me tip this down a little so there we go. Hey, Jackie. That one. Let me see. I've got 4. Yeah. All right. 4 rings of tomatoes. And then they said to take something small and push down to cut the center out. And I thought, well, why can't I just use a knife or a spoon? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to scoop out the center of my tomato. We're going to use the centers, but like this one has the thing in it. So I'm going to cut the chunk out of the center. Nobody wants that. This better taste good because I feel like it's a lot of effort. And I'm using kind of a hearty tomato. I think it's a beefsteak. And it's not like super duper ripe. Like it's plenty ripe, but it's not like floppy ripe. You know what I mean? These are not farmer's market tomatoes. I haven't gone to the farmer's market lately. Honestly, the farmer's market here is really good and so expensive. Like I watch Faith. Faith always shows us her farmer's market haul and she'll have an entire counter of food and she'll be like, it was $21. And I'm like, the last time I went to the farmer's market, I spent $21 for like 2 zucchini and a tomato. It's really pricey. So I usually end up at the old Lowe's. I usually end up buying my tomatoes at Lowe's because I'm cheap. I just can't bring myself to spend $5 for a tomato at a farmer's market. I feel like this recipe is very judgy about the yummy inside. We're gonna eat the inside of the tomato, Cheryl. Don't worry, we're gonna include it. We're not getting rid of it. We're just chopping it up. We're gonna chop it up and eat it. I'm not a big fan of the inside of the tomato anyway, the fleshy, seedy part. It's not my favorite. But in the video that this is not really a chopping knife. Gordon Ramsay would plots. Whoop. Hope tomatoes are okay for dogs because my dog just ate one. Not exactly a chef's knife. This is a serrated bread knife that I'm chopping my tomato with. I want to get these pieces really small. This knife is not really designed for that. All right, good enough. Good enough. Well, I know, but it's like, I'm not going to pay $5 for a tomato. I'm just not going to do it. Well, we have Lowe's home improvement stores too, Susan. But down here in North Carolina, Lowe's Foods is a popular grocery store chain, and we have one right in our town, just down the road from me. I can't go to a farmer's market and buy, like, if I bought, like, I went once not that long ago and I bought a loaf of bread. It was $12, at which I know artisans put a lot of work and time, but it was a lot. $12. And then I bought a couple of tomatoes, a couple bags of lettuce, some zucchini, and there was something else, some fresh garlic, and I spent almost $100. And I can't do that. I can't do it. So I end up going to the grocery store. I don't love it. But when I do find, like, we have a place here called Fresh Produce Market that is all like a farm stand that's open every day. I'm putting 2 eggs in here with the guts. And I do like I go there once in a while and it's more affordable. I just don't get over that way very often. So, all right, 2 eggs. I'm going to add some feta in here. This is garlic and herb feta. Tablespoons of that because I love me some feta. I'm going to chop up a couple of pieces of Canadian bacon. You can't take a paring knife into your office, Rita? Do you work for like the government or something? That must be why. That you can't bring a knife with your lunch. You have to use a plastic knife. You must work for the government because they set logical rules like that. Or a courthouse or something like that is my guess. Can you bargain with vendors at the farmer's market? I don't know. I've never tried. Like, you just bring your stuff up and they give you the price. So I don't know. Yeah, it's our farmer's market that we have here. I'm sure there are other markets in the area that I just haven't found yet that are more reasonable, but the Hickory Farmer's Market is really, really expensive. I mean, a bouquet of flowers is $50. Like, it's expensive. We go and walk around. Marin gets an ice cream. I get a coffee. Sometimes I'll buy, like, if they have some fruit or something that looks good, I might buy some, but I typically don't. I go back to Aldi and buy what I can afford. I'm just saying. And I can't find delicata, and it makes me sad. All right, I've got eggs. Oh, I'm gonna put about a tablespoon of baking blend in here. About maybe a little more than a tablespoon. Just to hopefully help bind this together and thicken it up a little. I might end up adding a little bit more than that. I just want it thicker because when I pour this into the rings, it's going to seep out the sides if I don't have it thick enough. All right, I'm going to put some garlic powder. Watch out, Betsy, you're going to break my neck. A little garlic. Go lay down, bud. Go lay down. A little onion powder. I'm going to put some parsley in there. Parsley. L-M-N-O-P. Right here, parsley. Follow the alphabet. This one's not open yet. I feel like I might have one open in there, but I don't. I don't. That's a good idea, Meredith. I'll give you these sugar-free cupcakes in exchange for some tomatoes. It's coming out rather slowly. Salt and pepper. Salt and pepper. Let's see, is it thick enough? No, you know, I think it needs a little more baking blend. We're gonna go with 2 tablespoons of baking blend. I just want it thicker so it doesn't pour everywhere. All right, there's my tomato filling. I've got way more filling than I have tomato space. I just found Delacarta at a farm stand a quarter mile from my home. I stopped into the fresh produce market and I said, "Do you guys have Delacarta?" And she went, "Huh?" I went, "Delicata, squash." "Huh?" I showed her a picture. She goes, "Oh, those are gourds." I said, "No, those are Delicata squash." She goes, "No, we don't have those." That's awesome, Faith. Yeah, I have yet to find one who have seconds. I haven't found any because I have looked for that. All right, I'm gonna turn on my greasy stove that's covered in butter on the front, and I'm gonna put a knob of butter in there, like, I don't know, a couple teaspoons, and let it get melty. And then I'm gonna put my tomatoes in there, and we're gonna pour this stuff in the middle and fry it up. It's what they do on the internet, so it must be a good idea. Can you hear my stomach or the? Whew, I think so. It's the only one in town though that I can find. Yeah, I do think it's more expensive than a lot of markets. Probably it's a really beautiful area and a really nice setup. So I suspect that the fees to set up there are expensive. Because I do see like the same farms and there'll be some people come in once in a while and they're not there very often. And I think it's probably pretty expensive to get a stand there is my guess. I'm gonna dry these out a little. All right, put my tomatoes in there. I hope this filling stays in. If it does, I think these are gonna be really yummy. All right. And then I'm gonna scoop my filling into the middle of these. It's nice and thick, so I'm I was gonna say, I guess it's gonna stay in the tomato, but you have to actually get it in the tomato. I know you can't see that well from there, but I can't fix that. Fill that up to the top. I might not have too much filling. I don't think I'm gonna have much extra because you kind of want them nice and full. I just have a little bit left. Plus I got that I dropped on the stove. All right. No, I haven't been to a Conover market. I don't even know where that is. It's the Hickory market. I have not found a CSA yet. I haven't looked very hard though. There might be one. I just haven't looked very hard. All right, let's put a cover on that for a minute or two. Is this the right one? No, it's not. Is this the right one? Yes. All right, we're just gonna put that on for a couple of minutes and then we're gonna flip our tomatoes. And then we're gonna put some cheese on top of them. Someday you need to attach a camera to Bassy so we can see cook. That's a great idea. I should totally do that. He'd be wandering all over the place. That's a really great idea. Oh look, I had a tomato that I'd half cut. Here we go. Put all this stuff away while my stuff cooks. Dang it! I just lost all that feta. I don't know that you're gonna want that, Bassy. Bassy, wait. Oh. Yeah, don't eat that, buddy. Hold on, please. I'll think. Hold up. Bassy, don't eat all that feta. I do not want to clean up feta throw up. No, that's enough. Let me clean up. Oh, I can't believe you just ate all that. I'm gonna clean up feta puke, ain't I? Thanks for that, Sebastian. Oh man, it already smells like throw up and it ain't even been thrown up yet. Great, now I gotta scrub my stupid floor. All right, you can get the rest. What a mess. All right, I'm gonna flip my tomatoes. Now that he's eaten all that feta, that's gonna make it barf for sure. Well, these look, I don't know, you can't see them. Let me show you. Here's what they look like. The filling is staying in the middle. All right, I'm gonna give them a little flippy flip. And I'll let them cook for a minute, and then I'm gonna top them with some mozzarella. How clean did you get that? My gosh, maybe I don't need to scrub the floor. Here, you missed a piece. What a mess. Of all the things to drop on the floor, feta cheese. Channeling my interface this morning, my mango looked perfectly fine from the outside, but the inside is brown. Tastes okay. Gonna eat it with my cottage cheese as planned. Gross. Meredith. Oh, Faith, I took the guts out of my tomatoes and I chopped up the guts, put it in a bowl, added 2 eggs, some feta, some diced Canadian bacon, a couple tablespoons of baking blend, salt, pepper, garlic, onion. Mixed it all together, let it thicken a little bit, and then poured it back into my tomatoes. Now it's seeping out the sides some. So it didn't go perfectly as planned, but whatever. All right, let me sprinkle this on the top. A little bit of, I use skim mozzarella because it's less fat, goes further. I'm gonna let it get all melty goodness. And I put feta in there already, like I said, because I wanted to drop it all over my floor. This is how we scrub in this kitchen. Listen, if that grosses you out, well, you're looking at the wrong camera. I can't help it. That's my life. I ain't got time or desire to scrub a floor today. I don't know that it would help much, Meredith, because the tomatoes are actually, I did that once with canning rings and the stuff still seeped out the side. But it was just eggs. It might work if I have a tomato in there. I want my pretty bowl. I like eating from pretty plates. So I don't know, Meredith, if it would work or not. It might. These might be a little too big to go in a canning ring. They look pretty good. I'm just making sure the filling is cooked because I don't want no raw egg on my plate. I don't want no slimy undercooked egg. I'm gonna let that sit for a second. Faith. I think, man, my coffee has been reheated like 6 times this morning. Instead of brewing a pot, I made a latte. At least when I brew a pot, I can pour the hot liquid in and it warms it up. I think you'd want firmer tomatoes. Yeah, pepper rings would work good too. I think you'd want firmer tomatoes because if they're too wet, I think they're gonna fall apart. Maybe. I don't know. Yes, the candy class info, there'll be a reminder that's already scheduled to come out today anyway. But it came out on the 4th. There was an email for the candy class that came out on October 4th that had all your ingredients in it. And a reminder is scheduled to come out today for both that and for the Saturday class with Gina. All right, well, this looks relatively good. Look, it looks pretty good. Let's give it a little go. Calm down. It's got all crispy on the bottom. Oh, there you go. There you go. From the feta. Let's just pick that up and put it back on the fork. It's all right. My counter was cleaned a couple of weeks ago. It's all right. That's really good. It needs more salt. But the feta, the crispy feta on the bottom, that's really good. The filling tastes more like it's a little muffiny. Like, it doesn't taste like a muffin. How do I explain it? Because of the baking blend thickening it up. Oh, I have a super bad earache today, and I just keep getting these sharp pains in my ear. Because there's baking blend in there, it's a little like the texture is different than just like baked eggs. It's more like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's good. It's good. It's like, it's got a better texture than just plain eggs. It's quite tasty. It's quite good. I think it would be good with ketchup. And when I get off camera and when I post this picture on the internet, then and only then will I add ketchup to the side and dip in it. And if you're like, ew, ketchup on fresh tomatoes, what do you think ketchup is made out of? You crazy individual. It's already made of ketchup. It's just going to enhance the flavor. All right. Well, I'm going to go take a picture of this. Sorry. Facebook's a jerk. Facebook is just really irritating. It does that all the time. Gives people notifications like 8 minutes. Would you like to watch this live video? And it was from yesterday. All right. I'm going to pretty this up on a plate for the internets. And then I'm going to go eat it with ketchup. I love you guys. Thanks for joining me this morning. I hope you have an amazing Tuesday. If you are not registered for the upcoming free week of coaching, girl, go get your coaching on. It's on in your email. If you're not signed up for email, it will be on my website later today. I still have to build out my homepage and put that on there. And also coming up on November 5th is a Pay What You Can workshop with me. And it's a 4-week-long workshop called Flare Fighters, Taming Inflammation. We're going to talk all about breaking inflammation down. So hope you'll join me for that. It's Pay What You Can.